again everyone, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're keeping well, hope you've had a good week. Right, last week we got the fillering and the grouting and the sanding done and it was messy and horrible. Anyway, this week we're going to get some paint on the walls. Right, but the first thing I've got to do is create a mist layer, they call it. Let's get into this, let's go. Right, so the first job I've got to do today, before we put the first layer on, is I'm going to give these walls a wipe down just to get rid of any dust particles from all the sanding last week. Let's get that done. Right, that's the room clothed down, should we say? Basically just getting rid of any dust particles on the wall with damp cloth. That's all done, which is good. So, right, I'm going to make some paint. I'm going to water it down. I'm doing it off the cuff. I haven't got any measuring jugs. So we're going to do like a quarter, three-quarter dilution, and then see how thick it is, see what it's like, because obviously we're just going to do like a mist coat, so it doesn't have to be too thick. If it is too thick, I end up putting the paint off the wall. So we'll see how we go. Might do 50-50, see how it gets. Right, next thing to do. So I was going to start painting, and then this fool arrived because he wants to steal some wood of mine.
I need to nick your wood, and I'm not paying.
If you like, if you want to know what he does, you can follow him on twitch.tv/DizzyLizard. He hasn't streamed in about 5 years, but...
That was 2020.
It's 2020, yeah, 5 years. Where's that time gone, man? Right, I'm going to start painting in a minute, so I'll come back to you in a second.
Get your bushes out, I mean brushes.
Brushes? I got roller, mate. Roller.
Get it out, boy, get it out.
Alright, so we've got the paint mixed and we've watered it down. So I've done like a 3/4 to a quarter water. We're going to see how it goes on. We're going to play it as we go. Let's get a layer on let's get some on the ceiling and see how it comes out. Alrighty then, that's the watered down coat now on the ceiling. So I'll leave that to dry. I'm going to carry on with the walls, get the whole room done in a coat, and then we'll let it dry, and then maybe later on today we'll come back and do a second coat on the ceiling. Right, we're going alright, we're making progress. A lot better than sanding last week. first layer, the water-based layer, just so it helps the paint take later on. Done. That's cool. Right, I'm going to make a spot of lunch and we'll come back and I think it'll be good to put the seating coat on. Good morning. Right, I left it for the rest of the day yesterday to dry out properly, so we're spot on now. Right, let's get the second layer, well, let's get the first proper paint layer on the ceiling and see how it looks. And that's my phone ringing. Right, this is going well. Jay, put your phone on silent. Good morning. Right, I left the paint to dry overnight. Oh my god, my phone is driving me nuts. I'll put it on silent. Good morning. Right, I left the paint to dry overnight, so it's definitely dry now. I was going to risk it yesterday afternoon, I thought better not. Right, let's get a coat of paint, proper paint, not diluted, on the ceiling. And then I'm going to pop to the shop and try and find some paint that I like the look of. I'm thinking grey, but I don't know what shade yet, so we'll see what we can find. Right, let's do this. Right, that's a first proper coat on the ceiling, and I'm also going around the edges as well. So I'm going to let that dry. It's going to need a second proper coat. It's going to need quite a few coats to be fair. So we'll give it another go tomorrow or the day after, see what happens work-wise. I think tomorrow afternoon I should have a bit of time to do it. So looking alright? Okay, right, I'm going to go and pop to the shop and find the paint that I want for the walls. I'm thinking grey, but I don't know what shade yet, so let's go see what they've got on the shelf. Alright, I've had a clean up, change of clothes, it's time to go to the shop. I'm going to find some paint. I'm thinking grey, but I've got to choose between a couple of different shades. So I think one's called Brooklyn and another one's called Pura or something like that. I don't know, I can't remember. But we're going to go and have a look in the shop, see what they got, and see if there's anything else there as well. I want to find a grey that's not too dark and not too light, if that makes any sense. Right, let's do it. Let's have a little drive. Alright, just got to the shop. Traffic is building up because it's near rush hour. The shop opens until late, so right, let's go in, see what we can find. I'll see you in a second. Alrighty then, I keep saying that, I've got to stop saying it. Right, we went into the shop, we picked up another bucket of pure white for walls and ceilings. So we've got to do another coat on the ceiling I think tomorrow, but also I've got plenty to do around the house anyway. And also picked up a nice grey. It's called Brooklyn, is the colour. So I will grab a screenshot of that colour now and stick it on the screen for you. And so that's going to be on the walls. I'm toying with the idea of only doing 3 of the 4 walls grey, and maybe have the end wall where the mixing desk will be at. That'll be, maybe do a white wall on that end just to break it up from the 3 walls all 4 walls being grey. I'll see what I think when I come to it. Obviously I'm going to have acoustic treatment around the room as well, so that'll break up a bit as well. So, I don't know. I'll do 3 walls and I'll see how I feel about it and go from there. Alright then, we've got some paint. Got some paint, we've got some rollers. So we can crack on. Ceiling's not looking too bad now, but paint, you've got a first coat on there. Needs another coat. It's not looking too bad. So we'll give that another coat tomorrow on the ceiling, and I think we'll get a coat of grey on the walls as well. So the walls, I'm thinking that wall, the bottom wall and the wall, the windows and door can go grey, and leave that wall behind you white. I cannot decide right now what I want to do with it. We've got the paint, so we'll come back tomorrow and we'll get it done. Good morning. Right, it's been a couple of days. I popped in yesterday, gave the ceiling another coat of white, so we're looking good on that. Right, this morning, let's get some grey on the walls. Let's get this moving. Alright, so, because I've yet to do the window frames and the door frames yet, and the inserts, I'm not going to bother painting too much. I don't have to paint that much around there in a minute. So I'm going to skip to the top of the window and the door frame, because I've got a little filling to do, and it'd be a waste of time right now. I might as well do it afterwards. So we'll do this big part of the wall here, and underneath the window here as well, and then we should be good for time being. So it seems my edging skills aren't what they used to be, at all. So I decided to put masking tape right around, and makes it easier. Why struggle, you know what I mean? There's no point in struggling if you don't need to, you know? Okay, so that's a first coat on all 3 walls, and I've edged around all of them as well. I've not bothered doing one across the top of the door and the window because obviously I've got to do the frame yet. Same on the window behind you here. And this end wall, I'm thinking about doing that white. So, although part of me now is just kind of going to do it grey. I might just do it grey. I can't decide. I really can't decide. Right, however, I'm hungry. It's 11:30, so that means early lunch for me. Because I've been up since 7 o'clock this morning. And I'm getting hungry. Right, lunchtime. And then we'll make a decision from there. Right, see you in a second. It's very rare you hear me say this, but I'm back from lunch. I never really stop for lunch, that's different. Anyway, right, I've made a decision over lunch. I'm going to paint this wall grey. So all 4 walls will be the same colour, the ceiling will be white, and I'm going to do a black carpet. That's the plan, or a dark grey carpet, whatever I can find for a good price. But I want black if possible. Right, so I'm going to paint this wall now. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to mask the top edge, and then I'm going to paint it. And then that'll be today's job done in here. I'll let it dry, and then tomorrow I'll probably come in and do a second coat. Yes. And I can faff around with the window. Actually, then I've got to get the sockets and the lights in. Yes. Well, the socket frame, basically the socket boxes. I've got boxes that are going to go, so I'm going to fit them. And Sparky may be here next week. He may be here the week after. I don't know. But if I'm ready for him, that's the main thing. Right. Let's do it. Let's get some paint on this wall right here. Let's go. And the first coat on all 4 walls is done. Cool. Right, tomorrow we'll do a second coat and we'll go from there. Happy days. Right, see you tomorrow. And just like that, we're back on a new day. I would say good morning, but technically it's now afternoon. So I was going to start filming this morning, then I realised I haven't got enough paint to do the second layer, which is my plan for today on the walls. So I popped out, got some paint, then I had to do some admin, and I had some lunch. So, good afternoon. We are now at 1 PM. The plan is, we're going to get the second coat on the walls. And then we can let that dry and we can move on to the next step. Right, but I'm not going to bore you with you watching me paint walls again. You know what that looks like. I'm sure everyone here has painted a wall at some point in their life. So, I'm just going to do it with a transition, like this. That way. And just like that, the room has got a second coat of paint. Happy days. Right, I'm going to call it there for this video. Thank you for tuning in, thank you for watching, thank you for hanging out and joining me on this journey once again for the epic studio build. I've forgotten that last couple of videos, have you noticed? Anyway, right, next time we come back, we're going to focus on these windows and get these window frames done. So until the next one, be sure to hit the subscribe button. Follow along, like the videos, drop a comment, and if you want to follow on the other social medias, you can find the link to all of my social medias in the About section on the banner, something like that on the YouTube channel. Alright, nice one. Right, take it easy. Cheers and gone.